My friend, I'm Dan Klatt. I'm the founder of OperationGreatness.com, creator of the Elevating Humanity community at OperationGreatness.com/elevation, and I'm host of the Operation Greatness podcast. You're going to want to pause and reflect often in this message, in this conversation we're having. I want you to relate it to your life, and I also want you to take notes on all of the insights we're introducing, seeing, recognizing, considering here, and then take your notes and your own experiences, relating them to what's happening with you from your perspective, from your family's vantage point, from what's happening in your neighborhood, in your community, in your work, in being of greater service to more people, because you are the inspired visionary leader of everyone you are blessed to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate. LITL, doing a little more today in being of greater service to more people. So you want to, and write that down for sure. I mean, that's your first insight to really understand, to recognize, to take it to heart. Wow, everyone connected with me, all my online friends, as well as everyone I am able to lead, inspire, transform, and bless in my community, I am blessed to be able to serve them. It is a gift for me to be able to make a profound impact in their lives. This is how we are winning the war for humanity. So pause, reflect, take notes on all of the thoughts that are coming in your mind, arising in your consciousness, in your awareness. Relate them to your situation, your struggle, your challenge, your adversity, how you are here to be of greater service. This is your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. So talk about all these things as separate posts you're making among all of your online friends. You're sharing these posts with everyone connected with you. And in each of your posts, link back to this podcast, because you are going to be leading everyone connected with you through having this conversation themselves, because for us to win the war for humanity, that is requiring every one of us to step up, to be strong, to own our power, and to command our destiny. And you are the one leading everyone you are blessed to be able to serve through making that transformation for themselves and being that inspired visionary leader for everyone they are blessed to have connected with them, all of whom they are blessed to be able to serve, to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate, doing a little more themselves today than they did before in being of greater service to everyone connected with them, as well as to everyone connected with them the same way. Just to show you how much you matter. I mean, how many friends do you have connected with you on all your social media platforms? I mean, like on Twitter, I have something like, I don't know, I didn't check today. Let's say yesterday maybe it was 183,600, 500 maybe, 583 or something. So I don't know what it is today. 183,000 plus. And on Facebook, it's like 5,100, I think. I mean, they don't tell me exactly. They just say 5.1K. Okay. And then Instagram, I don't know what it is there. Maybe 1,600. I don't remember. I don't think I've checked in a while. 1,800. I don't know. And Pinterest, whatever it is there. And Rumble and YouTube and LinkedIn. and wherever else I am. And so, you add up all that, and like for me, it's, whatever, 190,000 or something, let's say. And plus I have, whatever, thousands of subscribers. So, whatever it is. So I'm leading every one of my, whatever, 190,000 plus people through being that inspired visionary leader among all of their people. So you're doing this yourself. So take your total number of people you can easily, quickly reach with almost no time, energy, thought, or effort, and you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating them, as well as all of their online friends. So just as for instance, let's say most people have like 5,000 people or more, and some have, 5 million. Like Elon Musk has 20 million people he can reach. So reach him and get him to reach all of his people, and then you transformed all of his people. It is that realistic. It is that important for every one of us to do this. Just as for instance, let's say that you get, and not let's do this. So you are leading all of your online friends on all your social media platforms to lead all of their friends. So by you getting 1,200 people to get their 1,200 people, now you have transformed the lives of 1,440,000 people, who are then getting their 1,200 people. And you, my friend, have now transformed the lives of 1.72 billion people. That's how much you matter. That's the power you have to be of greater service to everyone you are blessed to have connected with you. Because you transforming all of your online friends, who are transforming all of their online friends, who are transforming theirs, just with 1,200 people as an average. Some people have 10 people connected with them, and some people have 100 million people connected with them. So get every one of your online friends doing this themselves with every one of their online friends doing this with every one of theirs, and we've liberated the whole human race. We've won the war for humanity. That's what you are incited to do here, and I hope inspired, and it's a gift to be of greater service, because this is why you're here. You do realize this, and this is another one of those important insights to write down and to contemplate and to recognize and to take to heart and to live everywhere you are, every moment you can, which is all the time, the fact that your happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, success, prosperity, meaning, impact, and contribution are all determined by how much you are being of service. The more you are contributing meaningfully to others, the more happy you are, the more wealthy you are, the more meaning your life has, because that is the sole reason for you being here. You are here to be of greater service to more people. So right here, is there any greater contribution that you or anyone else on the whole planet could make than by leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating all of humanity, just by you now leading all of your friends through joining us and winning the war for humanity and leading all of their friends, who are then leading all of their friends. How many, you saw the numbers just by you getting 1,200 people doing this themselves and getting their 1,200, and then them doing that with their 1,200. That's 1.72 billion people. You have transformed. You have liberated. All of us, as a result of you doing this yourself and getting everyone connected with you to doing this themselves, we have won the war for humanity. I mean, you're really hearing this message and you're taking this to heart and you're acting on it. And you're also talking about this in our Elevating Humanity community, and even more significantly, where you are having the full impact that is your destiny to have. That's through our Operation Greatness chapter leader, Private Wealth Alliance. All of this is through the same link, operationgreatness.com/elevation. So talk about all of this in our Elevating Humanity community and in our Private Wealth Alliance for Operation Greatness chapter leaders. You're going to lead your own Operation Greatness chapter among all of your online friends as well as in your community. And that is by far your greatest way of being of greater service to more people. There's no question about that. I have absolute knowing that this is your destiny to do. This is the higher purpose of your life. It's also the higher purpose of social media. It's why every one of us now are right here connected with each other online so that we can lead, inspire, transform, and liberate every one of us. This is your higher purpose. It's your higher calling. I suggest this is your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma to do this. Do you have that inner knowing yourself? Wow, he's right. I was playing small. I was limiting myself, holding back. I had bought into I call it the matrix of fear and limitation. It's actually it's the virus that was infecting the collective consciousness of the whole human race, the virus of scarcity, fear, lack, consciousness. And this is the antivirus program, because you're seeing all of that was false. Only you were the source limiting yourself from enjoying everything that you have ever wanted. Because here's the key takeaway. I mean, all of this is the key takeaway, and yet here's a profound truth I want you to totally hear. It's called Shravana in Sanskrit, which means to truly hear every bit of this message, which is liberational for you as well as everyone you are blessed to be able to serve. I want you to hear this message, and I want you to live this message, and no longer play small, no longer give any of your attention to anything you do not want, because where you are giving your attention, you are giving your power, and that is how you are creating your life and how we together are creating our world. Nothing matters more than where you are choosing to give your attention. That becomes where you are giving your power and how you're creating your life and how we together are creating our world. Really hear that truth. Nothing matters more than where you are choosing to give your attention. So right now, from this moment, choose to give your attention only to what is inspiring you, moving you toward your goals, desires, and dreams, and giving you joy, happiness, fulfillment, meaning, purpose, honoring your reason for being. With that being 100% of your focus and your devotion each day, that becomes 100% of your life experience. Everything in your life is supporting you in moving closer to your goals, desires, and dreams, and to what inspires you and moves you and fulfills you. That's 100% of your focus, and that becomes 100% of your life experience, because that's where you're feeding your power and how you are creating your life and how we are creating our world. you hear me and you recognize, oh, he's absolutely right. I know what he's saying is absolute truth. I'm going to make that commitment now to give my attention, my power to only what gives me joy, inspires me, and moves me closer to my goals, desires, and dreams, knowing that with that being 100% of my focus, that's 100% of my life experience. That's how I am here to live my life, commanding my destiny. When I heard Dan say those words, I knew, wow, he's talking right to my heart. It's like he's shooting an arrow, piercing all of the stuff that I had allowed to give my attention to make stronger in my life, none of which really have much bearing or importance or impact, except to hold me down, keep me distracted from my power, which is immeasurable. And I had played small. I had limited myself. I had dimmed my light. I had sabotaged myself. I had distracted myself. I empowered what I did not want by giving that my attention and making that something that I feared. And all that did was made me feel small. All of that was false. None of that was real. And this is the war for humanity. This is how I am winning this war myself. And as Dan said, I really heard what he said there when he implored me to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate everyone connected with me to hear this message themselves and to step up and to be strong and to command their destiny, because they also, just as I am, they also are the inspired visionary leader of everyone connected with them. All of the people they are blessed to be able to serve, to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate, doing a little more today in being of greater service, including in the lives of everyone in their local areas, by them as well leading their Operation Greatness chapters in their community, in their region, in their state, even in their country. Because this is all of us coming together and winning the war for humanity. Is there any question about any of this, any aspect of this? Talk about it in our Elevating Humanity and Private Wealth Alliance communities, all through operationgreatness.com/elevation. That was so huge for you to recognize each aspect of that last soliloquy. You know that. So pause, reflect on that, meditate on that. See, this is your divinity, your higher purpose, your sacred power calling you to step into it fully, to not play small, not hold back, not limit yourself in any way ever again. Make that commitment. I'm not playing small again. I'm not holding myself back. I'm not dimming my light. I'm shining my light as brightly as the sun. I'm sharing my gift. And by the way, you are God's gift to the world. You are God's instrument for miracles in the world. You have the power right here to transform the lives of everyone on the planet just by leading all of your online friends to join us in winning the war for humanity by transforming the lives of all of their online friends, who are then transforming the lives of all of their online friends. Nothing matters more than this for every one of us to do now, right here, together through operationgreatness.com/elevation, by you leading your Operation Greatness chapter among all of your online friends as well as in your local area. That's how you are leading humanity in this transformation, in this liberation. This is how you have done your part from the heart for the whole of humanity. And we together, all of us doing this and leading everyone we are blessed to have connected with us through winning the war for humanity. There's a lot within that as well. So unpack all of that. Recognize your role. This is your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. This is the higher purpose of your life. It's why you are on the planet, for this moment, for you to be this inspired visionary leader. You know that, you feel it, you trust it, you see it. And now you are living that. So, how many posts have you sent out so far, sharing your thoughts about every point, each insight I'm asking you to see, to absorb, to contemplate, to live, to master, to create? Like we're 22 minutes into our message right now on how we're all coming together, stepping up and winning the war for humanity. So did you post about 24, 26, 30, 36 different posts so far? Like, wow, what he said about I am the inspired visionary leader. I almost had tears roll down my eyes because I saw, wow, I held back so much. I lost so much. I gave up so much. I said no to the invitation that I had to be of service to so many people so many times because I didn't feel like I mattered, because I felt like I was nothing, because I felt I didn't have anything to contribute. And now it really hit me like a lead ball hitting my head, like the wrecking ball, and I saw I was just misguided, misled. I didn't believe in myself. That was all a complete lie, because now I see, wow, I have the power to transform all of my 200 friends online, or all of my 200,000 friends online. I can transform their lives. That matters. That is a significant difference. Even if it's just 10 people, well, then those 10 people, maybe some of them have thousands of people, and then those thousands of people, I transform their lives as well by leading them through stepping up and standing in their power and commanding their destiny. That is my gift. That's how much I matter. That's how much I now believe in myself. Never playing small ever again. I'm getting chills here. Are you feeling that as well? I'm not playing small ever again. Hell no, I matter. I'm meant for so much more. And I'm living that now. I'm using my power, which Dan says is beyond measure. What does he mean by that? I wonder. And you're contemplating that. Your power is beyond measure. You are meant for so much more. You matter so much more than you can even comprehend, because you are God's gift to the world, and your whole focus is being that gift. So be it. Be God's gift to the world. You're God's instrument for miracles. So open fully and be that gift. give that gift. This podcast, our Operation Greatness chapter meeting right here, Winning the War for Humanity, is the gift you are giving to the world. And that is the gift you are. That's how you are God's instrument for miracles. You really feel that. You know it. You see it. You trust it. Take all of this in. Notice, feel, maybe you can even see or know the presence of God within you. I like to call that and feel that and connect with that or commune with that as the presence of God. You might think of that as the Holy Spirit. Whatever words you use based on your knowledge and your understanding is beautiful and perfect for you. Feel it, know it. This is the stirring of God, because you are God's instrument for miracles in the world. So be that gift. You're God's gift to the world. So be it. So by you shining your light as brightly as the sun, not holding back, not playing small, not denying your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. This is your higher purpose. It's why you are here. You are here to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate everyone you can. And there's no limit to how many people that is. So don't limit the amount of the blessing your life is in the lives of everyone connected with you, and everyone is connected with you. So lead all of your online friends. You're transforming their lives. They're becoming part of your Operation Greatness chapter through operationgreatness.com/elevation. They are joining your chapter and leading their own chapters as the inspired visionary leader of everyone connected with them. You transformed all of those people's lives as well, and then all of those people are leading their own chapters and transforming the lives of everyone connected with them. So you transformed all of those good people as well the same way. 1,200 becomes 1.44 million people, becomes 1.72 billion people. By every one of us hearing this message and stepping up and owning our power and commanding our destiny as God's gift to the world. Did you have any idea when you began this conversation that you were able to transform the lives of 1.72 billion people? I mean, in all of recorded history, who among our human family has ever had anywhere near that level of impact as you right here are able to have? I can think of two. One, Mahatma Gandhi, who this is the power of one person with an inspired vision to transform the world, and this is what you now are embracing, absorbing, taking to heart, and living in your life. The power of one person with an inspired vision to transform the world, namely you as that one person who has that inspired vision. Wow, I have the power just by leading all of my online friends into this message where we are all coming together and winning the war for humanity, and I have liberated the entire human family. That's the power of one person with an inspired vision to transform the world. That's your power that you are living right here now by leading all of your online friends to join us in leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating all of their online friends as well as everyone in their communities by leading their own Operation Greatness chapters through your chapter. They're joining your chapter and leading their own through operationgreatness.com/elevation. Mahatma Gandhi had that vision of a free and independent India, and he, just by talking to people, and he didn't have social media, he wasn't connected with his 1,200 people getting their 1,200 people. He did this by boots on the ground, so to speak. He just spoke in town squares all over India, and because the people in India had had enough of tyranny. Have you had enough of tyranny yet in your life and in our world? Do you have now zero tolerance for any part of that? Because all of that is against humanity, and that is the war for humanity. And you're not taking it anymore. You're not putting up with any of that anymore. No more censorship of free speech anywhere. No more saying you have to put this untested bottle of or vial of chemicals in your body ever again. No more spraying of toxic chemicals in the sky anywhere ever again over any of our communities. No more putting these toxic chemicals, toxins in our food supply ever again, because you're not putting up with that, and none of us are tolerating any aspect of tyranny ever again. We have zero tolerance for any of this anymore. That's beyond obvious, right? Because all of this is just incredibly vile, unconscionable, unthinkable. Of course it's sick and wrong. How did we ever allow any aspect of this? Really answer that question and bring all of your online friends into this conversation to answer that question specifically, precisely, because there's no way that any of us should have ever tolerated any part of this. Would you agree? I mean, it's beyond obvious. How is it okay for all of these, well, they were the tobacco companies, and that was only to weaken people and to profit off of their sickness. How was that okay? And then, people stopped smoking because we got serious about that at least. But then the tobacco giants, RJR, that's the former, tobacco company, and now they own Nabisco. How is that okay for all of these former tobacco cigarette companies, now they're the food companies, to put all of this toxic junk in our food supply? And yet they do that in America, but they do not do that in the other countries, because what? The other countries love their citizens, and the American communist regime that we had, they hate Americans? I mean, that's probably more overtly accurate of a statement, but why do we tolerate that and allow that now? Is there any reason why the Food and Drug Administration, which is not really meant to be the enforcement arm of pharmaceutical industry, is it? No, I thought it was to protect Americans from food that is harmful to us. This is what we are now requiring, demanding, holding every one of our elected officials, our leaders, quote unquote, to that standard. Is this helpful to me? Or would that harm me? That's a pretty simple question, right? And the answer determines what is permissible and what we wholeheartedly reject. We're no longer allowing them to pollute our water supply, our air, our food. our minds. Do you agree? Then take action, step up. You are needed. You are required to be the leader of your community, leading your whole community to demand these changes. Is there any question about that? This is the higher purpose of your life, as I mentioned. You see that now, right? You know that. I'm getting chills here again. You are the leader of your whole community. You're getting everyone in your local area to demand these changes. There's nothing appropriate about telling children to sexualize them, that any of the stuff by the predators, I mean, how is any of that okay in any school in the world, much less in your local area where your children are attending school? How is that not unconscionable that we have had allowed any of this in our communities, much less in our homes even? I mean, let's go back to the beginning here. How did we allow any part of this to happen? It was just horrifically wrong all the way from the beginning. All of this stuff, I mean, I was the assistant managing editor at the Herald Times Reporter in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, when Bill Clinton was starting to violate us it was put in like the Trojan horse. It sounded good at the time. I remember very specifically, Donna Shalala was his PC czar, politically correctness, and all of a sudden, like, we couldn't use words like handicapped or retarded because that would be offensive to some people who have some kind of a handicap, and we all have handicaps in some ways. Okay, well, that sounds like we're being sensitive now. That sounds like a good thing. But then all of a sudden, that was like opening the door to changing the language. Like now, they're trying, they've been trying this since the communist regime before President Trump, that, like pedophiles, it's like, yes, they're evil and we have to protect our children from evil, and that's just being a responsible adult, a responsible member of your community. And I mean, so anyway, all of this it's began back then. I mean, I couldn't use the word on the front page like handicapped or retarded. We had to, and then that was very carefully manipulated to where it's like we tighten a little so nobody knows it, and we tighten it a little more until that noose is like, until now we can't call out evil. And I mean, like predators, the sexualization of our children, and to where like under the communist administration, the FBI were treating concerned parents, responsible parents, as domestic terrorists. I mean, that's how far we moved from the manipulation. And we got so distracted, disconnected, divided, disempowered by the dumbing device that we lost sight of what matters. We lost sight of our responsibility to our children, to ourselves, to our communities. And this is what we are all stepping into now, because you are the inspired leader of your community. And you're taking that role very seriously, because it is a sacred responsibility that you have ultimately to all of the children in the world, not just in your community, and yet especially you taking ownership for all of the injustice, taking responsibility for losing your way, your focus, your purpose, your fundamental responsibility to the children. We are caretakers for planet Earth. We are responsible for how we are leaving the Earth, the mother, getting chills here again, to our children. We have to. This is our primary purpose for living as adults, as humans. Our primary purpose is to leave the earth more loving, more kind, more caring, more thoughtful, with more opportunity than how our parents handed over the stewardship of the earth themselves. In other words, we're making sure that our children are safer, are more loved, know how much they matter, and how their power is beyond measure, just as our power is beyond measure, because we're owning it. We're stepping into it. We're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone we can. And there's no limit to how many people you are able to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate, other than the total number of people on the planet and all of those not yet born, because you are transforming their lives too. The world is a better place, is a safer place, is a more loving place, is a more conscious place. The world is full of unlimited opportunity, unlimited prosperity, unlimited love, joy, happiness, fulfillment, meaning, well-being, peace of mind, success, prosperity, impact, contribution. With all of us now leading our communities through stepping up and owning our power and being that inspired leader of our lives, of our families, of our neighborhoods, of our communities, of our countries. And this is by far your greatest contribution to the world. And everyone you are leading into stepping up and hearing this message and being that inspired visionary leader of their communities, you are the greatest gift anyone has ever contributed to their lives, to the lives of everyone you are sharing, you are leading into this message, because they are stepping up and all of us are winning the war for humanity. Is there any question about any of this? Or are you getting that aha, that inner knowing? Wow. Everything that he is saying is totally spot on. I get it. I hear what he's saying. And I know this is the higher purpose. This is God calling me to step into my power and to be that inspired visionary leader of my community and everyone I am blessed to have connected with me online. There's no question about any of this. I have to do this. I have to give this my full attention, make this priority number one, because nothing matters more than me doing this in my life and me doing this with and for everyone I can reach, because this is the most important thing that anyone has ever contributed to all of their lives, and that is the gift, the higher purpose for me being here on the planet at this time, because this is the monumental turning point in human history, and this all happened as a result of me doing this myself and me doing this with and for everyone I am blessed to have connected with me. I want you to know that implicitly and to create that result where you have transformed the lives of everyone in your local area and every one of your online friends, because that's by far your greatest contribution to human history. The whole world shifted. We won the war for humanity because of you hearing this message and really taking this to heart and doing this, stepping into your divine design duty destiny dharma. And nothing in your whole life has mattered anywhere near this much as this moment, you making this decision. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to operationgreatness.com/elevation. I'm going to lead my Operation Greatness chapter in my community as well as among all of my online friends. And I'm going to transform their lives. I'm going to give them the power to transform all of their friends' lives and everyone in their local communities. And that's how we, as we the people, have stepped up and we said no to tyranny, just as Mahatma Gandhi did, and he transformed the lives of 1 billion people in India. You are able to transform the lives of 8 billion humans right now, as well as hundreds of billions of humans not yet born. That, my friend, is the level of impact you are here to have. That is your power beyond measure. That's you stepping up and owning your power and commanding your destiny. This is the higher purpose of your life. This is why you are here. This is how much you matter. Is there any question about any of this? Talk about all of this in our Elevating Humanity community, and even more specifically in our Private Wealth Alliance for Operation Greatness chapter leaders through operationgreatness.com/elevation. Really process this, see this, own this. Yeah, remember I mentioned two, I didn't say people. Two come to mind as in the whole history of humanity, two come to mind as having had anywhere near this level of impact as you, my friend, are having right here. One of them I mentioned was Mahatma Gandhi, who expelled tyranny from India, and 1 billion people are free as a result of him honoring his power beyond measure, living his divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. Who's the other? Jesus Christ. Is there any question about that? I mean, how many people did he transform? By his presence, by his being, God's instrument for miracles, just as you are being now, right here, through operationgreatness.com/elevation. Jesus Christ and his example, and what did Jesus famously say? All these things I have done, you will do yourself. And then what did he add? And so much more. This is part of you standing in your power, owning your power, commanding your destiny. This is you being God's gift to the world. You are God's instrument for miracles. God is working through you to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate everyone you are blessed to have connected with you. You are God's instrument for the greatest contribution in the lives of every one of those good people. Is there any question about any of this? This is how we have all come together and won the war for humanity. This is the higher purpose of all of our lives. It's also the higher purpose of social media. Your power is beyond measure. Let me just share more about that with you. This really struck me. It's like, wow, I heard this shortly after I came to Sedona, I came here in July of 1999. So maybe this was, I don't know, let's say the fall of 99 or 2000. I don't remember when it was. I was at a church service, and the pastor read a quote from, and you might have heard this before, it was from, her name is escaping me right now. She ran for president when Joe Biden was the nomination. Her book was called Return to Love, and maybe, her name will come out of this when I'm sharing the quote with you. It was Marianne Williamson, thank you. Her quote was, this is what I want you to really hear yourself, because this is your power beyond measure. You're so much more powerful than you can ever even comprehend. And now you're hearing that and you're recognizing that, especially with God moving through you to transform the whole human family. That is your power, and you know that now. You've accepted that now, and you're living that now. You're shining your light as brightly as the sun, and the sun is always there in the sky as your reminder of your power beyond measure. Just anytime you see sunlight or you see light, that's your reminder, wow, I am more powerful than I could ever even comprehend, and I'm owning my power because that's how I am God's instrument for miracles in the world. This is your constant reminder. Every time you see light, that is a reminder for you to shine your light as brightly as the sun. There's no limit to even the power of the sun. You are so much more powerful than that, even more powerful than 10,000 galaxies, because you have the full power of God working through you, and there is no limit to that. So the quote from Marianne Williamson that really struck me, it really hit me, and it's like, wow, I saw I was playing small my whole life. Never again make that commitment yourself. Acknowledge, affirm that commitment. I'm never going to play small ever again, because that's like turning my back on God. And how is it ever possible for me? Who am I to ever think I could limit the unlimited? God is the word I use for the infinite and unlimited. How could you ever think of yourself as limiting God's full expression through your life? How could you be so selfish and arrogant to think that who are you to think you could limit the miracles that God is doing through your life? That's like slapping the face of God. How could you ever think that was appropriate to do? And yet you did it your whole life before this moment, and never again acknowledge and affirm that. Never again will I turn my back or say no to God or the good that God is doing through my life. I am God's instrument for miracles. Acknowledge that, affirm that, empower that, open fully as God's instrument for miracles. The quote from Marianne Williamson was really profound. She wrote in her book, Return to Love, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. That is your life, because you are God's instrument for miracles. Think of, like, the Japanese have an expression called the hollow flute. It's actually, in Japanese, it's the shakuhachi flute. Think of that like the hollow flute like the flag pole. Think of that as this is you, and like a flute, like God or the Holy Spirit is the wind blowing the Spirit through the flute, and that's what creates the beautiful music, right? That's what your life purpose is, the beautiful music that God is playing, you as God's instrument for miracles, right? And yet also I'm holding an American flag. If you're listening and not watching this, you'll watch it as part of our Operation Greatness chapter leader Private Wealth Alliance by you leading your own Operation Greatness chapter through OperationGreatness.com/elevation, OperationGreatness.com/elevation. You're able to watch this show, this chapter meeting. Like I'm holding the flag, the American flag, that comprises 50 white stars on a field of blue. Each of those stars, like you, representing this star that's in the upper left corner, the top left corner, that represents you. And you, what is the star doing? It's brightening the sky. It's dispelling the darkness, represented by the field of blue. And that's the darkness, and you as this star in that sky, and by you taking this to heart yourself and no longer dimming your light, you're shining your light as brightly as the sun. So your light, which is God working through your life and transforming the whole human family, your light is reigniting the lights in the next 3 stars adjacent to the upper left corner star, and then those 3 stars are lighting the next 5 next to them, and then those 5 are igniting the next 7 next to them, and those 7 are igniting the next 9 next to them, who are then igniting the next 9 next to them, who are then igniting the next 7 next to them, who are igniting the next 5 next to them, who are igniting the next 3. And then finally, the last star in the corner is the last holdout, that person who was fighting the change, the global awakening, the great awakening, the turning point in human history. That last person, even that person is seeing the light, and God is working through that person as well, and that this is the ultimate destination of America as the beacon of light and hope and inspiration and freedom for the world. By all of us doing this, by you doing this now in your life and in your community and with your family and everyone connected with you on all your social media platforms, you leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of them, all of your online friends and everyone in your local area, to join your Operation Greatness chapter and be that inspired light, star, dispelling the darkness in their local communities and among all of their online friends. This is how we have all come together and won the war for humanity. How does that feel, that all of this happened by you doing this for yourself, doing this with and for your family, your community, and everyone connected with you online? As a result of that, our whole human family is free, united, and liberated. All because of you hearing this message, taking it to heart, allowing God to work miracles through you, by you being God's gift to the world right here, now. Is there any question about this being the higher purpose of your life and your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma? This is all very clear to me. It's so obvious, it's beyond obvious. This is why each of us is here as the higher purpose of our lives. So, if you haven't yet written down, like we're at the hour mark, so I trust that you have now put out about 72 to 86 or 96, 84 or 96 different posts, maybe even 100 now, as you have led, inspired, transformed, and liberated every single one of your online friends, getting them to join your Operation Greatness chapter themselves as they are now leading their own Operation Greatness chapters all through operationgreatness.com/elevation. And you feel so great because you did it. You fulfilled your purpose. You honored your primal obligation as God's instrument for miracles, as God's gift to the world, as the steward for planet Earth, because you are making sure that the planet we leave our children is abundant, rich, working together, free, inspired, where all of us are shining our light as brightly as the sun. We're no longer playing small in any way. All of that scarcity, fear, lack consciousness was false. It was a virus in collective consciousness. And now, because of you, all of that has been transformed into liberation, freedom, purpose, meaning, prosperity, love. All of that is no longer anywhere in our field. It's no longer part of collective consciousness because we did the work. We transcended it. We healed it. We rose above it. We let go and let God, and God removed it. We surrendered all aspects of thinking small, playing small, living small. We're not standing in our way ever again. We're not distracted, divided, disempowered, discombobulated, disconnected. I might have said that, I think, already. We're reconnected, reignited, reliberated, reunited as the human family, as these United States. And all of us are doing our part from the heart for the whole of humanity. This is how we have won the war for humanity. None of this stuff that was happening over since at least 2020, none of this stuff was actually against humanity as much as it looked like it was about oppression. It was actually for humanity because this was all the hand of God working in our lives to get us all to slap us hard, to shake us out of that scarcity, fear, lack consciousness, that mentality, to get us to see the light, to get us to see how disconnected we had become because of the dumbing device, and to get us to reconnect with our neighbors, as our communities, as our families, to get us to become whole again. That required all of us to see the darkness and to see the path that we were going down, the path of evil, of destruction, of oppression, of tyranny. This was all God. The Lord works in mysterious ways, right? Well, there was a higher plan. This all was God's grand design, and this was to require you and every one of us to step into our divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. No longer holding back or playing small in any way ever again, because your power has always been beyond measure, and now you know that, and now you're open fully to being God's instrument for miracles. You are God's gift to the world. You always have been, and now you're taking this to heart. You're owning it. You're commanding your destiny. You're leading, inspiring, liberating, and transforming the lives of every one of your online friends, walking them through being God's gift to the world themselves and transforming the lives of everyone connected with them. You know that there has never been anything more important, that this is the higher purpose of your life, and this is what you are born to do, to be that inspired visionary leader, and you're taking this to heart and you are living this fully. You're not stopping until you have transformed the lives of every one of your online friends and everyone in your local community. Because this is it. This is your higher purpose. This is how you are having the greatest impact, meaning, fulfillment, contribution, wealth, transformation, liberation, by being that person. This is the person you are born to be. And you're going all in. You're going all the way. And we're doing this with you, and we're helping you. We're serving you in every way we can through our Private Wealth Alliance, through OperationGreatness.com/elevation. Okay, so you've gone back. You've taken notes on all of this. You've posted so many posts sharing how inspirational this is for you, how much you have become reignited to your power, to your purpose, to your destiny. I mean, I wrote this book called Reignited America, and this is how we have gone so much beyond just reigniting America. We have reignited humanity. We've transformed our whole human race as a result of all of us hearing this message and taking it to heart. And now there's no longer holding any of us back ever again, because all of us are we have become God's gift to the world, and we're taking our role very seriously because it's our sacred gift from God to be the inspired visionary leaders of everyone we are blessed to have connected with us, all of your online friends and everyone in your local community. So you've posted all of these points and your feelings and thoughts and insights and inspirations about everything that we've shared here, and you've actively led every one of your online friends to join us in leading their own Operation Greatness chapters through OperationGreatness.com/elevation. And you've taken all of your posts. This is the last step now. Take all of the posts that you have made, put them into the email, the essay that you're sending me from this Operation Greatness chapter meeting, and you're also sharing all these posts, or sharing this one essay with all of the posts that you've made from this chapter meeting in our Private Wealth Alliance. Also, send that to me personally in the email, all of the posts that you've made, all your insights, thoughts, feelings, inspirations from this chapter meeting into the email that you're sending me at dan@danclatt.com. How has this been the most important message you have ever heard? That's obvious, right? I mean, this is the most important thing you have ever been gifted by the person who shared this message with you, by the person who led you to this conversation and then led you to OperationGreatness.com/elevation. This was the most important gift anyone has ever contributed to your life, because it's what gave you the power to become financially free and to fulfill your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma, so you're living the higher purpose of your life. What has this meant to you? What was most important for you in this conversation? And how much meaning does this have for you? How has this been the shift that changed everything for you and for every one of us on the planet now? How is the world a better place because of you hearing this message and taking action on it and shining your light as brightly as the sun? Because of all of us hearing this and living this, the whole world being transformed, and you and all of us knowing our power beyond measure, how much beyond all of us coming together in a spirit of harmony and cooperation and love and freedom and abundance and opportunity, how much greater is humanity becoming as a result of this? Your power is beyond measure, and now the greatness of planet Earth and our human family is also beyond measure. We cannot even imagine how much more love and freedom and opportunity and prosperity we are all together creating as a result of every one of us hearing this message. This is the promised land we have all known was in our future, is in our destiny, and now we're creating it. And where we are growing from here, we can't even comprehend yet because it's so much more grand than any of us could have ever conceived. Now that we have won the war for humanity, start seeing past that and dreaming and visualizing how much more of an impact you are having on the whole human family. This is where you are now giving your attention. You're never, ever, ever again giving your attention, any of your power, which is where you are giving your attention. You're giving your power to anything you don't want, because there's so much good, more than you can ever imagine, in what you are creating by living your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma, and creating the world that is in your power and is your purpose. All of us coming together, working together in a spirit of love, harmony, unity, cooperation, united in this purpose of being of greater service to more people. And this is how we are living our lives. This is the world we are creating. And my friend, it happened because of you taking this to heart right here, doing this yourself with and for everyone connected with you through operationgreatness.com/elevation. And all of this is what resulted from this positive, focused use of your power, which is beyond measure. Take all of the posts that you are sharing and put them into the essay that you're sending me personally at dan@danclatt.com. And you're also sharing that in our Private Wealth Alliance through operationgreatness.com/elevation. I'm so inspired by the person you have become right here. It's such a joy, a gift. It's really, truly an honor to witness this, to be part of your transformation. This was the most important thing you have ever done for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your purpose, as your contribution ultimately in service to God. Thank you. I'm so humbled and in awe to be in your company, because you are such a sacred instrument for God to lead us home. I'm just so overjoyed with gratitude. I love you. I believe in you. I'm so grateful for you hearing this message and acting on it fully. Thank you very much.